So what I found is that by releasing these trapped emotional energies that were invisible, I could change how people felt, and I could change people's pain level instantaneously in many cases. And I finally realized that we could get people well who had been told that there was no cure. Now, when a medical doctor tells you that there's no cure, what he really means is that you can't be cured with drugs or with surgery.
True transformation comes when we break free from the chains of those emotional addictions, when we begin to go into the operating system where those programs exist, and we begin to make transformational changes. And the side effect of true transformation is called joy. Now, that elevated emotion is a liberation of energy out of the body, and the body is freed from the past, and it moves into the present moment. And we begin to experience the second type of emotion. We begin to feel joy, goodwill, gratitude.
It's really true that as we start to release emotions, it is like peeling off the layers of an onion. Some of those may have occurred when they were a child. Some of those may have happened during their divorce or during their working years or during college or high school. And eventually we are able to get to a point where we no longer have those trapped emotions, where the body is clear of those. And at that point, it's like stepping out of the old skin that we've been carrying all these years, and we step out of that and we become this person that we were really intended to be in this world. And that's what this is about, and that's why this is so powerful.
So many women are being told, if you haven't started to have children past a certain age, it's not going to happen. And I truly believe that that is a belief, that yes, you do get to a point where, you know, things do shut down. A lot of women actually they've had miscarriages, they've had abortions, they've had sexual abuse, and this whole area, you know, their female organs have the emotional debris stored in there, and they're unable to conceive. You clear that out, and then you've got babies. You can. I had a client, they had done everything. They'd done all the IVF. I believe she was 44, 45. We did an emotional process. There wasn't any energetic clearing, and boom, twins. I could show you their pictures.
You know, the subconscious mind acts as a lens of perception, but even more, the subconscious mind acts as a broadcasting signal. And it broadcasts a frequency of energy that then attracts that same frequency and energy. So now, let's use for an example, you know, here I am at, you know, I'm in my mother's womb. I'm developing in my mother's womb. And my dad is out of a job, and my mom is anxious because it's the third child that's coming around. The heartbeat and the emotions that my mom, my dad are feeling are directly influencing, like a computer being programmed and downloading information. I'm directly downloading this information. And this becomes a stored file. And that file then later in life doesn't just, you know, sit there quiet. It's energy.
Out of the University of Utah, they are doing research on epigenetics, and they're discovering that the offspring carry this trauma for the previous generations. They did some scientific studies with mice, and they conditioned by shocking the mice to be afraid of cherry blossoms. The second and third generations of mice, just introducing the cherry blossom without the shock, their offspring were still afraid of the cherry blossoms. So this proves that there is an epigenetic link, that the mice carried the fears of their ancestors.
If a baby is born feeling unloved, unwanted, and unaccepted, then that creates a belief system. They will then grow up and go through life and attract to themselves whatever supports that belief system.
And energy is in motion. So it stays in motion, and when it gets triggered, that energy gets triggered, it broadcasts a signal that then attracts people and circumstances that give me the same experience, different face, different name, but the same kind of experience in my life today. This is patterns. The key is to begin to understand that there are emotional patterns that we carry in our life that, as a result of these emotional patterns that are in our subconscious mind, influence our relationship with money, influence our relationships with each other, influence every aspect of who we are.